welcome to episode 537 of the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. I'm Sean.
I'm Nancy, and this is the only podcast that says,
never accept death when suffering is owed.
Oh, it was a short one today.
Yes.
Should I know this?
No, not yet.
Oh.
You haven't watched the movie.
Oh, damn. What's your movie?
Fast X.
Yeah, I wanted to last night. I got too tired.
I watched it last night. And first off, I think everybody knows, like, this is cotton candy for the brain.
Right.
There is nothing filling about this
No.
whatsoever. It is straight sugar.
Yeah.
Gloriously batshit crazy sugar.
Batshit crazy.
And that's what this movie is. Batshit. Like they take like from the trailer, you knew like, oh, this is gonna be stupid.
Right.
And boy, is it stupid. There is so much stupid.
It's all about the family.
Oh.
All about the family.
Oh. But the hype, and I mean, like, these movies are fun.
Funny.
Like, I hate that I'm invested in these movies. Like, I've watched all 10 of them now.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and it's like, why am I invested in this?
Right.
This is ridiculous. But it's stupid fun. But Jason Momoa.
I was gonna ask you.
In like, you can take all the other characters, and by the way, death means nothing in these movies.
No.
Like, we're less than in a Marvel movie. Death means nothing, and
Kind of like Supernatural.
a little bit, yeah, yeah. Like, you know, Sam went to hell. Dean's gonna get him back. Dean went to hell. Sam's gonna get him back.
They both went to
The
hell.
hell.
Castiel got
Castiel gets them back. Yeah, Castiel becomes God to get them back. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like it's a level of batshit crazy. But Momoa, and I love Momoa. You know,
He's a good dude.
I'm never gonna sit here and tell you he's a great actor. Like, he's not. No. I mean, there have been moments in his career. Sabine, you can't pound the table like that.
Sorry.
It's okay.
She can't scratch my furniture like that.
Well, I would agree with that. You just blew out somebody's eardrum.
I apologize. I wasn't. I'm concerned about my furniture. I apologize.
But you know, like the speech he gives in Dothraki in the first season of Game of Thrones. You know, they're gonna cross the sea and you know, all that. I mean, that's like,
hold my son up.
Like that shit. You're just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
You know.
That gives you chills.
Yeah.
Listening.
I mean, he's done some, like, Aquaman, he's very good in, and I mean, he plays, but this, it's like somebody came up to him and goes, did you ever want to be the Joker? Because that's, like, what he's doing.
Okay.
He's doing, like, the Fast and Furious version of the Joker, and it works so fucking well.
I was going to say, is it good or bad?
Yeah, oh, it's really fucking good.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it tonight.
Like, I honestly, like, I mean, you know, it's like, oh, Momoa's a bad guy, and wow, he looks like he's acting over the top. That's great. That's always fun. But this is like a whole nother, like, like this is like, he's like the Fast and the Furious Joker,
right?
And like everything he does is like golden and like mesmerizing. Like, you can't, you wish he was on the screen more, and he's on the screen a lot. I mean, it's like a 2.5 hour movie, which is like, again, for a Fast and Furious movie, like, holy fuck, that's long. But
well, how long before you actually see him?
He's right there first scene.
Because sometimes they keep those villains until like the last hour.
No, he's in it throughout.
Okay.
Always showing up, always doing, and I mean, and like I said, I mean, it's very Joker-esque. That's the way I thought of him.
Which Joker?
None. Like it's. I'm not comparing him to any specific Joker.
Okay.
But it's his actions, the way his mannerism, his insanity, is very Joker-esque.
I gotcha.
There is a scene that was reminiscent of like Nicholson's Joker.
Okay.
Like, there's one scene where I was like, oh yeah, Nicholson did that.
Right.
You know, but other than that, like there's nothing like you know I'm not comparing him to any specific Joker, but
I got you.
Like the way he does things, the way he goes about things, his preparedness is Joker-esque, and also his insanity. He is insane, and it's a brilliant insanity, and like you get through the whole thing, and you're just like, wow, like I want like. I'm almost glad they're making this in 3 parts because of him, because of Momoa and how fucking good he is. But like, I honestly thought like, okay, they're making it in 3 parts. Like, it literally does leave off with a very like Miami Vice-esque like cliffhanger. Like you have like where you're just like, well, I know he's gonna get out of this, but like. What batshit crazy thing is Dom gonna do to get out of this? You know, like, but it's like so. I hate saying it, but it's like a really good movie. Like, I do because
I know
because there is shit that takes place in this movie where you're just like
no.
This is such bullshit. Right. Like the scene, like the really big, the first really big scene. With the cars and stuff, like there's a moment where like Dom does something, and I'm just like, well, he's dead. There's no fucking way he survived that. No, and I mean, and the stuff that they do to like, I mean, he's driving like a Dodge Charger with a Hellcat, and like this, you're just like, no, this isn't happening. Like. No, I you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the same with most of those movies, except for the first one. I'll give them the first one, but like a lot of those movies, you're like, this is just not happening.
No,
but it's a lot of Vin Diesel movies too, if you think about it, like Triple X and all that.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it ain't happening. What's it?
But like with like this movie, and like with most last Fast and Furious, man, it went to fucking space. They launched a car into space. You know, that's just stupid.
Don't be giving any spoiler alerts for this last movie because I haven't watched. This is the one I haven't seen yet.
Right.
So don't be giving me any like. And this is what he can't get out of.
I'm not giving anything away, but just that, like I'm interested to hear what your take on Momoa is because he's so like to me like I'm watching and I'm like, oh man, he is so fucking good at this.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, there's like certain things that actors that you don't think are that great, but they're great.
Right.
They like click for certain roles.
And then, but I like Momoa. Like I've seen a lot of stuff he's done over the years. I mean, he's done some stuff that was like that Conan movie he made. That was some garbage.
Yeah.
When I felt bad because I thought, man, if there's anybody made to make a Conan movie, it's Jason Momoa.
Right, it would be him. Yeah.
But I mean, it was shit.
Yeah.
But like he was in Stargate Atlantis, and I liked that a lot. Okay. And he was like. Good at that, and you know, like things like that. Like I've seen him over the years. Like I liked him in Justice League. I liked him in Aquaman. I'm looking forward to Aquaman 2.
Me too. I just saw the trailer for that, by the way. Yeah. I saw it the other day. I was watching Big Brother, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
I didn't realize we were that close to getting one.
Yeah.
My days have been running together. I was not realizing.
I mean, so it is that situation. Like I mean, as an actor, I do like him and stuff.
Right.
But, like, this was, like, the first time, like, I'm looking at him as, like, you know, dude dug deep.
Right.
You know.
What other actor would you say did that in what role? Give me a comparison of somebody that like Jason Momoa, you like him, you like his stuff, but there was that one role where you're like, whoa, dude, you got it.
It's odd because you don't think of him that way now, but Tom Hanks in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Because like before like kind of like before that point, like Tom Hanks was like a comedy guy,
a funny guy. Yeah.
I mean, you know, you did Turner and Hooch. You know, he was in Bachelor Party.
Right.
You know, he was in the show where they were posing as women.
Oh yeah.
Bosom Buddies.
Bosom Buddies, yeah. Like, I was gonna say Buddies something.
Yeah, like he the man with one red shoe. Like he was a comedy guy.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I mean, and he was great at like comedy.
Yeah.
So like when he switched to serious, you were like, what the fuck?
Was Sleepless in Seattle before or after Philadelphia?
That wasn't him. That was Billy Crystal.
Sleepless in Seattle is Tom Hanks.
Oh, Tom Hanks. Okay. I don't know.
And so is You've Got Mail.
I don't know. So like, but yeah, so like that's like his progression. It was kind of comedy,
Right.
romantic comedy, and then
You saw him in Philadelphia. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, dude can act.
yeah, and it's like, holy shit. And like, ever since then, he's become like that guy, that Oscar guy,
Right.
the Jimmy Stewart of our generation
Yeah.
in a lot of ways.
And the go-to guy.
Yeah, like you need a Mr. Rogers, you gotta get Tom Hanks.
Right. It's kind of like people are saying if you put Tom Hanks in your movie, everybody's going to want to see it.
Yeah,
Yeah. For one reason or another in Tom Hanks' career.
yeah,
Like everybody has liked Tom Hanks for one reason or another.
yeah.
But I'm trying to think. There was an actor I thought that of, and I can't think of the freaking name now. So I don't know. I'll get back to it.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying Momoa is by any stretch of the imagination like Tom Hanks.
Oh no,
But,
that's
like-
not what I was saying either.
Right, but like it's I shouldn't even say it because it's not like a departure, but it's like here's something completely different.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like anytime Robin Williams did like a serious role, like you were like
Right.
you kept waiting for like the dick joke,
Yeah.
because
yeah.
he's Robin Williams,
Right.
But it never comes because
Yeah.
he's
Well, you can also say that about a few people like Kevin James. He finally had a serious role. Steve Carell. He
Yeah.
finally got a serious role. And once you saw, well, actually, Steve Carell could be actually a really good example because once he got that serious role, like, dude can act.
yeah.
Like he's got it. You know what I mean? You're like, dude.
Yeah.
This is not Michael Scott at all. You know.
Yeah.
Who is this person? So he's actually a really good example.
Yeah, like Kevin James in that. I guess you would call it a thriller, I guess.
Yes, the one that we can only get on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yes, that made me realize Kevin James can actually act.
Yeah. Like I'm not a Kevin
I
James.
liked him all along.
Yeah.
I adore the man, and I always thought he was funny, and I buy shit, but he was always the comedy guy to me
Yeah.
until that movie.
Yeah.
He actually like scared. Like it was kind of like. Remember, I turned it off and walked away for. I was
Yeah.
like, I gotta walk away after he did what he did.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta walk away.
So,
Yeah.
like,
So there's more people. Like,
yeah. I mean, there are. I mean, they're out there. I'm just not drawing a comparison off the top of my head.
I wasn't trying to compare.
Right.
I was just saying there's
Yeah.
those people everybody have that. I'm not saying like Steve Carell might not be for somebody else. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that was my guy. Like, oh my god, this dude actually got it.
Yeah. Because I mean, you did like the 40-year-old virgin, and
That was
stuff.
comedy though.
Yeah, that was comedy. But like, so like, yeah, like when he transitioned to like that serious stuff
Right.
that he does now and again, it's like oh shit, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because he did. I didn't see it. And I want to watch it. The one he did, where like the soldier guys come alive or something. Like he's in another world. What is that one?
I don't know.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
Because I saw like previews galore before it came out, and it looked really interesting. Did you? You might have actually watched it. Give me 1 second. I'll look it up.
Okay.
Steve Carell. Here we go.
I can't imagine what that movie would be off the top of my head.
I love that they did a threat level midnight.
Yeah.
In the movie. Welcome to Marwin.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
But that was kind of like a like he was disturbed, like he had
Right.
psychological issues, so it wasn't like stuff was coming to life, but that was like in his head. It was
right.
yeah.
That was
He was
one-
creating these stories in his head,
right.
and then recreating them via like these figures and these pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that. And the other thing that I really like Steve Carell is, he's the voice of Groot. Yeah.
Groot.
That's what I say, Groot.
Okay, Groot.
Did I say Groot?
Yeah,
I meant Groot.
Yeah, it's Vin
Yeah.
Diesel.
I know Groot. I know who that. I meant this. If I say Groot, I apologize. Jeez. Groot.
Yeah.
I can't even say it now. But yeah, I love him in those movies. I love him as that.
The Despicable Me and Minions movies.
Yeah, like for instance, Madagascar was a really good movie. I like Madagascar. The second one was a really good movie. I think the third one was pushing it, and then when they started the TV shows, I was like, we got enough Madagascar.
Yeah.
But with Despicable Me...
Penguins were amazing, though.
To a point. They started to get annoying after a while because it was the same shenanigans every fucking goddamn episode.
Right.
It's like, can we invent something new for these penguins to get into? You know? Let's do, maybe your Mr. Penguin getting the ice cream that blew the gasket, okay? Maybe one of those episodes. But with Despicable Me, they can put all different kinds of shit on, and I never get tired of it. Never get tired of that shit. I don't know why those minions are just so awesome, and so is he.
Yeah.
And like even like the little characters they get that are like after him or the villains.
Yeah.
For some reason, Despicable Me just works for me.
It's a fun universe.
It absolutely is. Everything they introduce is a new thing. I hope they never stop doing it. It's that much fun for me to watch.
Yeah.
Where Madagascar, I'm like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm over the Chris Rock zebra shit. Okay? Don't want to hear it anymore. It's weird.
I want to move it.
Okay, I'll give you the lemur.
Yeah.
Lemur's adorable. He's so cute. I can imagine him running up you, like wrapping that tail around you.
Yeah.
That would be adorable. Yeah. Which, you know what? Sylvester could do that, but he chooses not to be that friendly. We had an interesting week. You should tell him about the week we had.
Well, I mean, we did have an interesting week. I mean, we had Sylvester here, Nancy's sister's cat. While she was
or Kitty Kitty. If
Kitty
you will.
Kitty, yeah. He doesn't respond to his name. He responds to Kitty Kitty.
No.
Because that's what Christine calls him.
Yes. Yeah.
His name is Sylvester, but he responds to Kitty Kitty.
Yeah, that's not the only thing she calls him.
Yeah.
But we didn't get to watch Oliver this time because, But I thought it would be worse because there was no Oliver this time. I was very anxious about that.
I mean, she brought him last Saturday. And, like, Saturday and Sunday, you could tell he was like, my buddy's not here. Mm-hmm. I'm not cool with this. Mm-hmm. But Darby, being Darby, Darby was willing to play with him, and Darby was very friendly towards him, and Sylvester warmed up kind of quickly to Darby.
Well, I mean, they knew each other before when Darby was littler, but...
But, I mean, that was so long ago.
Yeah, I don't think Sylvester remembered him.
Right.
Darby remembered him.
Yeah. But, like, it was like... So it was like this odd thing of, like... Darby kind of eased him in a little bit. And to the point, like, Sylvester was just, like, crashing, like, in my bedroom while I work. And that... I've got one of those, like, scratch pad, but it's like a little house that they go into and they scratch away, little ice cream hut. And he was sleeping in it. He's destroyed that thing.
I know. He's a very lanky...
He's very long.
Long. His tail is the longest I've ever seen on a cat. I think we said that before.
Yeah, his tail, like, literally came out of the...
It's like a mile long.
Came out the door and wrapped around and it's like, 3/4 of the way. Like, I was like,
and which was interesting because when we would send her the pictures... She'd be like, that's so weird. He never sleeps in stuff like that. He won't go anywhere near the stuff I buy for him for like that.
Yeah.
So you're like, I wonder what made him do it here.
I think the one day it was like very odd, like, because we've got that bed that Sabine sleeps in. Mm-hmm. And he kind of looked in, he was looking at her, and he's like, this is how you do things here? This is mine. I'm over here.
I'll take this spot.
And I mean, that's where he would crash.
And Darby's like, I don't fucking lay anywhere. I don't give a shit. Darby don't care. Darby will lay in a pile of garbage and sleep. He has no fucks.
He does not.
He doesn't. Darby's a cool cat.
But yeah, so that we had to watch Sylvester all week, and that was He did go home a couple days early because the evacuation. Yeah, they were evacuated. Apparently, there's a hurricane hitting. Where were they at? Myrtle Beach or Outer Banks? Yeah, the Outer Banks. So they were actually evacuated. Yeah, she texted me and says we're about to get kicked out. I said, well, me being a hurricane freak, I knew there was hurricanes, and I've been watching it ever since they said they left. Yeah. Because I knew that's where they were going. I said, kicked out or evacuated, because that's two different things with you. Yeah. If you're getting kicked out, then I know you ain't ever going back to Outer Banks. Right. But evacuated, totally different scenario. Yeah. And she said evacuated. So I was like,
It's awesome because, Kitty will want to see you sooner.
Yeah.
But when she picked him up, it was weird. He didn't even, recognize her voice at first. It was, weird.
Well, I also think, I've always said this, and I don't think I'm going to break any taboo here. Your sister, if she was to hear this, would be like, what the fuck did you say? That house is chaos.
Oh, she knows.
At all times.
Mm-hmm.
Even without children being there, that house is still chaos because the neighbor kids and everything.
The 2 dogs, the bird, the cat.
It's just pure chaos.
Yeah.
And when he comes here, it's so mellow.
Was.
I think it takes him a minute to kind of oh shit, okay,
I can kind of do whatever I want and not be.
Yeah, this isn't.
Well, he doesn't like John.
No.
As soon as he hears John's voice, he's gone.
Yeah.
Gone, disappeared. You'll never see that cat.
Right, but he never ever tries to leave.
No.
Over there he makes for the door constantly, and here he never does.
He'll know about the door, but he won't leave, and she's always paranoid somebody's going to let him out. And I'm like, he barely ever goes near the door.
Yeah.
Sabine is at that door constantly.
Right.
Darby's like, that's the door, whatever.
But
he's like Darby in that regard.
Yeah, but but here he over there he's always on the run.
Well, that's because they open up those sliding glass doors to the deck and he's out.
But here he's just I got no reason to leave, man. I got a good deal, So I think overall, Sylvester had a good week.
I think he did, and I think Darby had a good week. Darby enjoyed him being here.
Yeah,
he really did. Because Sabine plays, but she doesn't.
Right.
She's very dominant. She's very, very defensive.
Yeah.
And Darby is I don't give a fuck cat.
Yeah.
And so is Sylvester. So the only thing I didn't like all fucking night.
Yeah.
In the hallway with the 2 fucking right, jingle, 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 right, blah, 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 banging on the door, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God, because I was keeping my door open for the first couple days.
Yeah.
But the running around and going under my bed and around up on the windows, you got to go. But then it turned into banging on my door all the time. I'm like, geez, Lord, but it was hard to even get upset because they're getting along.
Right.
They're just playing.
Yeah.
They're not fighting, nothing. They're playing.
Right.
So it was most of the time I just rolled over and said, fuck it. Yeah. So it was good for Darby, too.
It was.
Which makes me want to get him a playmate.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Well, not anytime soon.
Yeah.
But in the future, maybe a playmate.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. Darby's a very friendly cat.
He is.
He's a male Ahsoka.
He is.
He
yeah.
absolutely is.
He's
I got lucky twice in a row.
Twice in a row.
Yep. Sabine, on the other hand, no, I'm just kidding. She's good. Is she on the... No.
She's around somewhere.
Yeah, she left you. Somebody was on the top of the stairs. I don't know who.
Probably Darby. That's his perch.
Well, I couldn't see the collar. The collar is glow in the dark now.
Yeah.
I don't think he's been in the light long enough because Sylvester kept ripping off him when they were playing.
Yeah.
So I finally was just screw it, I'll wait till he leaves to put it back on because it's a breakaway collar.
Right.
But it's cute because it's purple and it glows in the dark and it got a bell and he hates it, but I don't. Well, I had to take the MJF one off.
Yeah.
Which made me sad.
Right.
But he needs a bell. So
Darby needs a bell.
Sabine needs a bell.
Sabine says no to bells.
I want to know where she is.
But speaking of Ahsoka and Sabine, you actually started watching the Ahsoka show.
I did. I did. I'm about 2.5 episodes in. Maybe 3.5. I'm trying to think if I made it to the fourth one yet. But I know I'm at least the third one in.
Yeah.
It was a very confusing day when I was watching it.
So what have been your thoughts?
I love it so far. I like the, I think I mentioned it to you earlier, I like the whole searching for Ezra storyline in the beginning there, because it, reminds me of Star Trek with the search for Spock, but it's like there's a goal, there's a purpose, but I like the Sabine transaction. Like how Sabine's a badass.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Not as big as a badass as Ahsoka, but she's a badass. And how she, finally figured out, I need to step up and I need to be the Sabine everybody expects me to be.
Right.
I need to be that Mandalorian. Yeah, so... And I liked how they mentioned that, too. She's like, well, she's from Mandalore. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like... And I like how, like, I think they picked the perfect person. I liked how they did the color of the hair.
Yeah.
When she cut it, it was, like, so significant. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And then when they showed, like, the mirror on the wall and she touched Ezra.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my God, yay. And she has the pet.
Yeah, she's a loth cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So, there's a lot that I think the is going good. But Ahsoka in general, you're just like, who's fucking Ahsoka Tano? You know?
Yeah.
It's like, to me, she's the... I hate to say it, but she's the greatest Jedi, I think. Like, I put her the highest Jedi.
Yeah. That's Anakin, but...
I know, but in me, it's Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my pretty Princess Padawan. But no, she's, I think Rosario Dawson is doing a really good job.
I do too, yeah.
I think she's doing fantastic. And... I do like the chick that's playing Sabine. I don't know her name. I hate to say chick. The lady that's playing Sabine. I shouldn't call her a chick. I'm trying to figure out... There was some flashbacks going on to where somebody was getting an award for something.
It wasn't
was
a flashback.
Was that Jeb standing... Or not the flashback, the beginning.
Yeah.
Was that Jeb standing in the back? Or was Jeb mentioned or something?
Who
was that in the background?
I don't know who's in the background.
It looked like Jeb.
But it wasn't. I know he is currently... Because he shows up in an episode of The Mandalorian.
Oh, okay.
Just for like a second. It's like a cameo. But, so he is with a fighter squadron with the Alliance, or
so
the Republic.
He's still around.
Yeah.
So, Hera, they did a good job with her. So, at this point, Kanan... And presumably Ezra are the only two that are supposedly dead. Which they know that Ezra is not. So Kanan is dead.
Yes.
He's gone. Chopper's still around, which
Right.
made me so excited. Oh my God. When I saw his little arms, I was like, oh my God. He is so adorable.
The war criminal Chopper is still around, yes.
I love it. I love when she was like, no, I didn't go through your things. He's like, bitching, did you go through my things? He is like... the coolest droid. One of the coolest droids. I love him. So yeah, he was like an added bonus for me. Like, I was like, oh my God, it's Chopper, you know? And he's with Hera. And that's where he should be. You know what I mean? Like, it's great to see them too. Because, you know me, droids are a lot to me. Like, droids mean a lot. Droids belong with their owners. Don't be messing with the droids.
Right.
You know? So it was nice that they did that. Even though, you know, there's... The Jeb thing wasn't around. But I get it. I'm not that far into it to see what's coming. Or what you know, I should say.
I will say this. Like, they're up to episode 6 right now. It's an 8-episode season. Episode 5, which me and Ian discussed last week in depth, and I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Don't.
But that episode was absolutely amazing. It may be one of the singular best episodes of television I've ever watched. Only because of like everything that's involved with it. And it was just... But episode 6, while not nearly as good, was still really fucking good.
Right.
Like, there is a moment in episode 6 that gave me, like, chills.
Oh, don't tell me that, because I'm going to go up and stay up till 4 in the morning watching this. You tell me that.
Like, just, like, I was just like, oh, shit. This is really happening.
Well, I mean, I already caught some of those moments in that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, when she does the double white lightsaber, one in each
Oh,
hand,
yeah.
you know, you're just like, fuck, that's so badass. You know, stuff like that already does that for me. So I can't even imagine.
Well, I mean, episode 5... I can't... I don't even want to spoil. I don't even want to get close to giving it away. But, like, when you get to episode 5, you will have chills.
Okay.
Because they're... Like, and we discussed it. Like, I don't want to get down... And I can't go down the rabbit hole without spoiling it, so I'm not going to. But,
And they already know what you're going to say, because you said it last week.
But, like, with episode 6, like, there's just, like... Something happens where you're just, like... It's one of the best entrances ever for a character where you're just like...
Does that have to do with Ezra?
No.
Do they ever find Ezra?
I can't tell you.
Oh, jeez. Huh. Oh, no.
But it was just like, I was just like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
You know.
For an entrance.
Yeah.
I can't wait, because it's live action, so it's like, whew,
yeah.
Can't wait to see. It's a lot different if you're watching animated.
But yet the animated stuff brings out, like...
I'm not saying the anime is bad. I'm just saying there's a difference between when somebody has, like, a badass entrance scene as opposed to, like, a real-life character doing it.
That's a weird thing, because, like, season 2 of Rebels, Vader shows up.
Right.
And his entrance, like, his introduction, you're just like, oh, shit.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
But... if you would have seen that in a real life version, instead, it would have been more impactful.
I don't know if it'd be more impactful or not. I mean,
I do.
I don't like. I just don't view the cartoons that way. I view them as
right. Yeah. I get
it's
that.
just another means of telling a story.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
where that's not the way I look at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I don't like, you know. I think it's cool that we're getting Ahsoka in live action. I think it's cool that we're getting Chopper and Hera. I get to see the Ghost and...
Oh my God, yeah, that. When she said Ghost, I saw Ghost for the first time. I was like...
yeah.
Oh my God, they did that thing so right. They
did
it so fucking right.
Yeah.
Oh.
You see Sabine and you... like all the stuff that like takes place...
Oh, and she's on that speeder?
Yeah.
You knew she was going to keep going. And you knew she was going to do some kind of maneuver and get out of that.
And the E-Wing fighters chasing, like, there was like so much stuff. Like, yeah, you're right. Like, I mean, you know, seeing it in live action is really cool. But like, I just look at it as a means of telling a story.
Right.
You know, yeah, it's great that it's live action. I'm happy that it's live action. But at the same time, if they had done it, like, I always thought they needed to find a way to do the Thrawn trilogy as an animated show. Or 3 animated movies.
Right.
Because, like, the gap of 30 years between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens is critical. And obviously, the Mandalorian stuff is filling that in. Right. Ahsoka's filling that in. You know, but they're... And obviously, like, they're taking bits and pieces of that... and they're using it for what they're doing now. But like that 30-year gap, I always thought had to be filled in somehow. Okay. And you can't do it with the live action.
Right.
You know, Harrison Ford's fucking 80.
No,
you know?
I get that. I'm with you on that. Yeah.
So, but like if I could get him the voice Han Solo in an animated show or a movie.
Speaking of like all that, where are they going with that Obi-Wan? They did one season. Is that one and done, or
that's probably gonna be one and done?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he was so fucking good as Obi-Wan. Man.
He is. I mean, like the problem becomes, and this is like the weird thing you kind of have to balance with that is. I said this when they initially announced it, and they did find a way to do that. You have to give Obi-Wan a reason to leave Tatooine.
Yeah.
Like there has to be a reason that he absolutely has to leave.
What would you say one of those reasons would be?
Well, I mean, like with the show, it was Leia.
Right.
You know, that was like, you know, I gotta, you know, I gotta do this.
Yeah.
But like now, like I don't know what, like you can't go back to that well again,
right? You know, and I can't think of any other reason that you could be able to pull him off of Tatooine, right? Like, and and the other side is like the run of that show gives you what you need, right? Like it sets up Vader Obi-Wan on the Death Star. Right. Like it sets everything in motion that you need to set in motion. Personally, I was okay with one season. Yeah. I was just curious if they were going to expand that in any way, shape, or form. Maybe not even Obi-Wan. Just like do something off to the side from that. I'm okay with the way it began, middle, end. I'm good with Obi-Wan. But I just wonder if they had something in the works, because don't eventually they have to continue with the Rey universe? Are we not going to get Rey?
Well, yeah, they announced movies One of them's going to be directed by... I don't know if it's a trilogy of movies, just but Dave Filoni, who's the writer of the Ahsoka stuff, who's been co-chief head honcho of the Mandalorian stuff with Dave Filoni, or not with Dave Filoni, with Jon Favreau. He's directing a movie, which is going to be a continuation of what we're getting in Ahsoka and Mandalorian and stuff like that.
He dabbles in things other than the Avengers, huh?
Well, no, that's Favreau. Dave Filoni.
Oh, Filoni.
Yeah,
You said Filoni. I thought you said Favreau. I could swear to God you did say Favreau.
Favreau and Filoni work together.
Okay.
But Favreau's the outsider coming in who loves Star Wars. Okay. Dave Filoni's the guy who studied at George Lucas's feet.
Right. I thought you said
no.
That was my fault. I got the names mixed up. They both start with F's.
Yeah.
I like them both.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was just curious. That's all. I mean.
But I know that they said they were going to do a Rey movie.
Well, I hope so, because I would love to see, like, what
takes place after.
Yes, absolutely. For her.
For
her. That's the only care. I don't care about. What's the dude's
Finn.
name? I don't care about Finn. Don't care about the girl he's with. I just want to know what's going on with Rey. Is she going to become the Jedi that she should be?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, Kylo's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're, like, all gone. Like, all of them.
Well, I mean, and there's, like, this...
It's so sad if you think about it. Like, there's nobody left. It's Rey.
And Chewie.
Okay, we still got Chewie. Yeah, Chewie's cool. And I know you still got a couple porgs hanging around. You still got BB-8 and, Dio and all that. I get that. But there's nobody left.
The OG cast, yeah.
There's nobody left. And it's sad because not even their children are left. He's gone. Like, that's sad to think about. Like, when you were a kid, did you think you were going to see that happen? No. It kind of tears me up a little because I've been watching these things since I was, like, a little kid with my dad, So it's kind of, like, nostalgic. Yeah.
Oh, no, I get that. I mean, we could discuss the failures of the sequel trilogy all we want. I mean, but...
I would rather, failures of the prequel were a bit worse.
Only one movie in the prequels are bad. The Phantom Menace is a bad movie. It's undefensible. Like,
wait, which one was the first one?
The Phantom Menace.
But see, I like the race scene in that. Or I like that little kid.
But okay, I get that. But like for me, like the only redeemable part of the Phantom Menace is the Duel of the Fates.
But see, here's the thing. The reason I think Phantom Menace is better than the other two, because the other two had Hayden Christensen in it. The first one didn't.
Right.
Two failures.
Well, okay. but here's the problem. Okay, like, and you say that, and the problem with Hayden Christensen's Anakin is you don't understand. Like, you see him in these two different movies, and he comes off as this whiny brat who's only really looking out for himself at the end.
Right.
And you don't, like, the fall of Anakin Skywalker doesn't hit you as hard because you're just told, well, him and Obi-Wan are like brothers, and, him and Obi-Wan have been through it, and him and Obi-Wan, but you never see it. It's not until after the fact, when you see the Clone Wars, that you see the hero that Anakin is. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem with Hayden Christensen, is he doesn't get to be that version of Anakin.
Right.
He's this version of Anakin that you're just like, you're really not rooting for. Right. But if you get everything that takes place between those two movies, if he could have gotten that into it, then I don't blame Hayden Christensen for his failure. I blame George Lucas for the failure, because you don't get it. Like
he didn't develop it enough.
It's not allowed to be developed enough because of the way the movies are.
Right, exactly.
But like that Clone Wars character is so heroic and so smarmy and dashing and
swarmy.
He's just all these things that you kind of like when you look at it, you're like, fuck, the fall of this character is awful. Mm-hmm. I understand it now. I understand him and Obi-Wan's relation.
The fall of his character was very awful.
Right, and like, but you don't get that between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith.
No.
Like, you don't.
No, not at all.
You know, he's just a whiny brat.
Right.
But in between...
It ain't even that. It's just the one scene. It's his face that does it. I can't help it. He's got that evil, becoming Darth Vader face. And it's just cruelty and it's unnecessary.
He also has that, like, there's that moment, like, in, like, Attack of the Clones where, you know, he's like, you know, I killed them. I killed them all. Mm-hmm. The women and the children, too. And Padme's like, sploosh. Like, you know.
Sploosh.
Just take me in the sand right now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Bend me over this speeder.
You had me at women and children.
Yeah. Like, you're just like, what? Like, I mean, who the fuck shows up for we can't do this, we can't get together, but shows up in, like, a dominatrix outfit that, like, you know, this hormonal teenager's just like, you know.
Exactly.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
I hit the jackpot.
Yeah. And meanwhile, she's like, no, we can't
Fuck
be
Obi-Wan.
Yeah. We can't be together. You're a Jedi. I'm a senator.
Yeah.
But look at how fucking hot I am. You killed women and children too? Sploosh.
Bonus.
Yeah. Let's get married. I want to hold your robotic hand.
Secretly, so we can be beheaded.
Yeah. It's like anyway.
Yeah, no. You know what it kind of reminds me of, and you're going to totally disagree, and everybody's going to be like, oh, gasp. I can't believe she said that. It kind of reminds me of what is I'm trying to think of the dude's first name. Is it William Wallace?
Yeah.
The Mel Gibson character?
Yeah.
When, like, it was hell or high water that he was going to marry this woman, even though the king had to deflower all the brides and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that. Like, it doesn't even matter what anybody thinks. We're going to do what we want to do, and it doesn't matter if we're going to die because of it. You know what I mean? It kind of reminds me of that.
That was a fight for Scottish freedom.
Jesus Lord.
You know, real story compared to, like, you know.
I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm not completely blind to history.
Okay, I'm just saying, you know.
But that's what it reminds me of. Like, I would go out on a limb for love, is what I'm saying. It's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what that Anakin and Padme story reminds me of. They will do anything to be together because they love each other.
At the end of it, he ends up falling because he'll do whatever you know, what little love he has.
Yeah, but...
As Nancy goes for another drink.
I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm a very thirsty person tonight. The third movie in the prequels.
Revenge of the Sith.
When you get the end scene on, I call it the lava planet. Thank you.
Mustafar.
Yeah. You're so good with that. That scene between him and Obi-Wan, you can't beat that shit. Like, you were the chosen one, you know, that kind of shit.
I mean, that's...
iconic, I get that. So, no, I understand partially, is what I'm trying to get to.
Right. But, like, the problem is this, like, that becomes powerful because you, like, deep in your head, you know. Like, because you've seen the other three movies, you understand what he's about to become, you understand Obi-Wan's relationship with Anakin. Because it's kind of like, it keeps being told you, like, oh yeah, these two, they're inseparable, but
they're
like
brothers.
For like both fucking movies are separated.
Yeah, right.
You know, but at the same time, like, that's what it took the Clone Wars to explain, was like, this is why they are like brothers. Look at these two. You know, these are two bad motherfuckers who, you know, and even like there are moments like, because they become the two sides of the same coin. Mm-hmm. Like, you go through the Clone Wars and you understand, like, it's explained to you, like, Obi-Wan had a romance with the woman from
I don't know her name. I was gonna say I don't know her name.
Satine.
Okay.
And that whole thing, and like Anakin or Obi-Wan tells Anakin at one point, because Anakin's like, they're sending Padme undercover, and with like an ex-boyfriend,
right?
And Anakin's like ready to rip somebody's head off,
right?
And even Obi-Wan's like, I left love, for the Jedi,
right?
Like, I understand,
right?
But you need to calm your shit the fuck
down,
because
you cannot leave.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, off of Obi-Wan and well, actually, no, it does have to do with them, in a way. At any point before the show Clone Wars came up, was Ahsoka Tano in any way, shape, or form, movie, book, cartoon, anything, even mentioned before Clone Wars? So she was created for Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Okay. I just don't, because I didn't read books. You read books, comics, and all that shit. Like, I didn't know.
There was no mention of, don't forget, like, anything that was, like, in a book form, in a comic book form, before Disney bought Lucasfilm, is not considered canon.
Right.
But even then, like, there was never any mention of Anakin having a Padawan. Like, that wasn't until the Clone Wars came out that it was like, oh, by the way, here's Ahsoka Tano. Because even I was like, the fuck is this shit?
I know, you did not take to her, and I was like, oh my god, she's so fucking adorable. I love her.
Right.
And you would be like, wow, Ahsoka's going to be on again today. And I'm like, she's so cute. Stop it. And remember when she saved Stinky? And you're like, see what kind of I'm like, but she's so cute.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah, and you were like, oh, my Order 66 is just around the corner.
No. Oh my god. Yeah, but here we are, all this time later, and look what a badass Ahsoka Tano is. And now everybody is like, oh, Ahsoka Tano, fuck you.
And she is like my second favorite character because she had to be annoying.
Kind of like Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
but I like Carl from the beginning.
Right. But her character developed and she grew, and like as she grew, I gained appreciation for her. And
I also think it was the Darth Vader and her battle that like everybody was like, oh my god, this is actually a really cool character.
No, I mean during the Clone Wars, that's when I turned.
People I know know.
Right. Yeah. Like during the Clone Wars, I was like, oh yeah, she is a cool character.
Yeah, for you,
like,
you came along a little sooner.
Yeah. But I mean, but you get to that fight between her and Vader and Rebels, and like I'm in tears.
Yeah.
I was big, goofy tears rolling down my face because I was just like, this is like when she gives him that line, like when she's like, I will avenge my master. Like, revenge is not the Jedi way. And I am no Jedi. And she fires up those lightsabers. I'm like, oh my god. I mean, like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that brought. I was all teared up during that too. Because she's a badass. I mean, obviously, she has her own show now. So, all you haters in the beginning. I'll always love the Stinky episode. That'll always be my favorite.
That was the movie.
What?
That was the movie. We went to go see that Clone Wars movie.
That was in the movie?
That was the movie,
okay.
Yeah.
No wonder why I can't find it on the show, on the streaming thing.
Yeah, it was
Did they have the movie on there?
I'm sure they do somewhere.
I mean, I remember going to the theater. I don't remember that was a separate movie.
Yeah, it was.
I just remember it had something to do with Stinky.
Yeah, no, because like it was like basically 6 episodes strung together as one hour and a half movie, and like the first half of it was, they were trying to win that battle on that one planet, and then after that they were sent to go save Stinky and return him to Jabba. Because they were trying to open up. If
anybody doesn't know who Stinky is, it's Jabba the Hutt's son.
Yeah.
Who Jabba the Hutt, greatest villain ever, in my opinion.
But that was like the thing that sucked about that was like at one point, like they were fighting Count Dooku in the desert, and
I don't even remember.
Yeah, like, and it was just like that thing of like, well, everybody's gonna survive this. Somehow this has got to end in a stalemate.
Yeah.
And because 3 of these characters end up in the movies,
right? Yeah.
It was
exactly.
Like this odd thing of like, well, I'm not quite sure how this is gonna play out.
Other than that, in the 2 Game of Thrones episodes we saw in the theater, we going to anything else like that in the theater?
No.
The Game of Thrones was the best. I'm sorry.
That was
Watcher of the was it Watcher of the Wall?
Yeah.
The one we saw. Oh my god.
It was the last 2 episodes of that season where they had the battle at the wall.
Oh my god. I still got the poster they were giving away of the wall. That was one of my favoriteest times in the movie theater ever.
Yeah, I think we actually went to go see after we had watched it on TV.
Yeah, but it was still great to see it in that IMAX experience. Yeah. You were just like, and back then I was like, oh, Jon Snow. Not so much Jon Snow. I get it. You know, Jon Snow is still cool and all that. But back then I was like, oh my god, it's Jon Snow in the fucking IMAX. But the episode alone, you know what episode I would have liked to see in IMAX from that is the one where you got the dragon with the ice.
Oh no!
I think that would have been cool.
It would have been Battle of the Bastards.
Okay, that one would have been cool too. Yeah, to see his demise in 3D. Oh yeah, and the whole Jon Snow.
Those last 2 episodes, like the episode with the actual battle, and then the one after that where they go back to Winterfell and he's fed to the dogs and everything like that was.
I wouldn't mind seeing the one. No, the one where he sees the Night King or whatever, and he's actually with the wildlings and the monster guys, not the monster guys, the giants, and he gets away by getting in the boat and going down.
Oh yeah,
you know where they're battling there, and he's like up on the hill watching him, and he's looking at him going.
And then he kind of raises all the dead.
Yeah, because he was able to. He hit his sword with his whatever that sword is he carries. You know what it is, and that episode would have been cool to see. And IMAX, just the part where he raises everybody.
Yeah,
you would have been like, oh my god. There are some moments in Game of Thrones that are just so iconic. I want to start watching, because Brittany keeps telling me to watch House of Dragon. I'm like 2 episodes in. I'm going to have to start all over because it's been so long. But she keeps saying it's so much better than Game of Thrones, and I want to watch it because they're coming out with more. I
don't know if it's better than Game of Thrones.
But they're coming out with, like, more stuff about the Targaryens.
Yeah.
Another show.
I think that's what's interesting about it.
I have to watch all this to see that.
Right. I think that's what's interesting about it is because, like, the Targaryen dynasty is just, like, folklore.
Yeah.
In Game of Thrones.
Right.
You know. So, like, I do think, like, going backwards and revisiting that history is always interesting because...
I want to see the Mad King's reign is what I want to see. And that's going to be the story told. And it's like, that's who I want to see.
But the only problem with that is, like, there's no dragons.
I don't care. It's the Mad King. I heard so much about the Mad King.
But, like, the other side of it, too, is, like, how do you... You'd have to cast somebody as Tywin Lannister.
Yeah.
And the guy who I can't believe I can't think of his name. It's a shame that I can't. But the guy that played him was so fucking good.
The gray hair guy.
Yeah. Like the guy who played the father of.
Yeah, I know. Tyrion. Yeah. I can see his face.
Like I could name other things he was in, but I can't think of his name to save my life. I can see
his face. That's it.
But he's like so fucking good. And it's like that's like a guy that I don't know how you could recast as a younger version.
Get Jackie Gleason. Was that his name? What was his name? Gleason. The kid that played Joffrey.
Gleason. Oh yeah.
Was his name Jackie Gleason?
I can't remember. But yeah,
he's a descendant of Gleason.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like, I mean, it was just like that's one of those characters where it's like, man, because he has such a commanding presence.
Oh, he does. There was a lot in that show that did.
Right, but like
like even like Ed Stark, when he was on the scene, you were like, oh, it's Ed Stark.
Yeah, but like that character, like it was undignified that he died on the toilet.
No, but it was like
It was fitting because
because Tyrion got his due.
Yeah.
Dude, he had to be the one to kill that man.
Yeah.
And it had to go down in the shitter.
Yeah. But it's like that thing of like...
And he was able to brag about it to his brother and sister. He didn't give a shit. He told them all, I killed Dad.
Yeah.
And I killed him while he was shitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I was high-fiving that dude through the TV set when that happened. Good for him.
The actor deserved better. He deserved a dignified death.
No. After all the bullshit he pulled on that man, that was your son. That was your fucking son. It didn't matter that he was a little person. That was your son. You wanted to fucking kill him. Yeah, get out of here. He killed you, motherfucker. Yeah, it had to happen that way. I'm sorry. It was the perfect fucking ending for that character. And that was the good thing about Game of Thrones. They gave a lot of perfect endings to the character. Like Battle of the Bastards. Perfect ending.
It's going to drive me nuts. I can't think of that guy's name.
Yeah.
And the second
I can see his face.
Yeah. And he's been in like 100 things that like I like.
I can't even think of like his first name or anything.
Charles Dance.
Charles. I wouldn't have remembered his last name, just his first name, Charles, Show me his face real quick just so I can verify that, yes, it is the same guy. Because he's got that fucking... It's him.
Yeah.
He's got them eyes, man, them dead fucking eyes.
I mean, that motherfucker was like the only redeeming value to the Last Action Hero.
Oh my god, with the fucking eyeball. Oh my god, I just said that, his eyes.
Yeah.
He had that goddamn smelly face eyeball that set the bomb off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Only good thing about that fucking movie.
Oh my god, Last Action Hero. Oh my god, I remember a couple of years ago it was streaming on something. Excuse me. And I'm just a Schwarzenegger fan.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. I'm like, I haven't seen this since it first came out. I'm going to turn it on. God, 15 minutes later, I'm like, oh my god, turn this off. I don't want to watch this anymore.
It's a horrible fucking movie. But Charles Dance saves that movie.
I was not going to wait to the end because the end is where he saves it. It's like, fuck that shit. But if you think about it, the concept...
Yeah, the concept is
cool.
fantastic, yeah.
It just, I don't think it was executed very well.
No.
I'm not saying anything against Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm talking about the little kid. He just ruined it for me.
Wow.
Everybody else played fun. And it was really cheesily done.
Yeah, but that was the, I mean, that's the point.
It was kind of like a Robert Rabbit-ish kind of way.
Right.
But it was done horribly. They could have done better.
But like what becomes funny about that movie is like when he does go into the real world and he tries like the shit that he does in those movies and it like completely backfires. Right, yeah. It's like, okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah. But the rest of the time you're like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get out of this rabbit hole.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So something I did find very interesting.
Ooh, do tell.
And we kind of discussed this a little bit, and I'm baffled that you've never seen this movie.
Okay.
But there's a report that they're looking to reboot the movie Krull.
Oh, yeah.
And J.J. Abrams is attached.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I'm just... Like, of all the 80s movies...
There's a lot of them.
And there's a lot of them. But, like, you and I have similar tastes in a lot of things.
Yes.
And, like, I would just think that this would have been a movie that you would have seen. But yet, I showed you the picture. I explained, like, you know, I feel like, if anything, like, you'd be like, oh, yeah, the glaive. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I remember that now, yeah. Nothing's unlocked there.
No, I have no idea. Yeah. So
this was a movie that...
Like, what is this, like, 1982 or 1987? Like,
83.
what spectrum? Okay. I'm trying to think of when I was, like, at what age I was able to start, like, watching things that I wanted to watch.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to think of that. So that might be why this movie was never brought to my attention.
So, I mean, this came out in 1983. It's considered a cult classic. It bombed at the box office.
Obviously, I never heard of it.
Right.
Okay,
But
I'm sorry, bad joke.
but it found life, like, on HBO.
When?
Like, 1984.
Oh, okay. When HBO did the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it was, like, one of those movies that, like, I feel like, for whatever reason... And I'm not going to tell you this is a good movie. But it is a fun movie. Like, it's a movie I thoroughly enjoy.
Anybody in it that I know?
Liam Neeson.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a young Liam Neeson. I think this is post Excalibur. Liam Neeson.
Okay.
And you know, he has a minor role, but you know, he talks about having a big dick and yeah. At one point, like he's like part of the merry men that are on this mission, and you know, at one point he's talking about entertaining the ladies.
Wow.
Yeah. And, you know, yeah. But it was an odd movie because it was like
risque.
Yeah, it was like sword and sorcery, but there was also like laser guns.
Laser guns.
Yeah, like the bad guys had laser guns, and
wow.
You know, there was like a Cyclops, and there was one scene with a giant spider, and like there was a lot of like it was like a very batshit crazy movie.
Wow.
Which also, like, I've always found very interesting. It was scored by James Horner. And the last time I watched the movie, I'm watching it, and I'm like, this music sounds really fucking familiar.
Right, yeah.
Like the score of this, like, I mean, and I'm like, I've heard this before, but it's not, like, I'm not connecting with Krull. James Horner, and he admitted this, he scored Star Trek The Wrath of Khan
right.
and Krull back to back.
Oh.
He's like, it's the only time I've ever scored movies back to back, and clearly Khan influenced Krull.
Right.
Because the music is the same.
Right.
Like, I was just like, once I put that together, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's Wrath of Khan. So, but this is a very odd movie, like from the 80s, that, you know, unlike like The Last Starfighter, which, you know, for 10 years of this podcast, I have been begging to have remade.
Right.
It needs to be done properly. It needs a proper trilogy. You know, it needs to be done. I need that. In this case, nobody's calling for a reboot of Krull, but I'll be honest, I am 100% behind it.
Okay, all right.
I am. Like, I would love to see... I'd be intrigued to see how it's done in a modern, like, with modern technology.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't... There are moments that do look bad. Like, I'm not going to deny
right.
that. Like, there are some special effects. You're like, ooh, that's rough.
Yeah.
But there are some other special effects that, like the glass spider scene is amazing.
Uh-huh.
Like, it look like in its stop motion, you can tell it's stop motion, but it still looks really fucking good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And... You know, like, even, like, the Cyclops doesn't look bad. Like, you'd think, like, man, a Cyclops in 1983, that's gotta look rough.
Right.
He doesn't look that bad. So, like, there is stuff that, like, it's, like, redeemable. And there are some other moments where you're just like, whew, that doesn't look good at all. And I like this, like, I like to see that story cleaned up a little bit, you know, but I'd also like to see it, like, done... like with modern technology, like a guy like J.J. Abrams, you know, as long as he can tone down the lens flare,
right,
you know, right. Don't need all that lens flare, J.J.
Right.
I would be intrigued to see what he could do with a movie like that.
Right.
I mean, I've seen him do it with Star Trek. I've seen him do it with Star Wars. You know, I've seen him do it with Mission Impossible. You know, he can do amazing stuff with the camera. He's got an eye. But I would like to see him take on like a fantasy movie like this. I think that would be interesting, because that's way out of like JJ's about toys and gadgets, and you know,
right.
This is the furthest thing from toys and gadgets.
Right, yeah.
You know,
yeah, he is. He's all into that high spectrum shit.
Yeah,
yeah. No, but I mean, I like J.J. Abrams before that, so
yeah.
You
so.
know. I don't have a problem with the man.
I guess my first question would be, would you ever be interested in watching the original movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Because now with all this, it's got me a little intrigued.
Because, I mean, it's even mentioned in Ready Player One.
Well, I must have missed it because I didn't know what it was.
They talk about the glaive, yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it's from then, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I find it odd with all the odd movies that I watched in the 80s that I never come across that one.
Yeah, it's odd to me, too, because, like, I'm, like, when I said that to you, I was just like, and you're like...
Yeah, you even showed me that picture. I was like, I have no fucking clue what I'm looking at.
That's not what I wanted. That's not the app I wanted. This is the app I wanted. I'm going to look it up on Just Watch. Okay. I want to see if it's on anything streaming. Probably not, knowing my luck. Search. Not available on any streaming service, but available to rent on Apple TV. That may be something we have to rent sometime. Or I might just buy the DVD.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Maybe I have to buy it on DVD.
Cool.
The fact I don't have it on DVD is like kind of surprising.
Do they offer it on DVD?
I did
because
look.
we know sometimes how these 80 movies go.
Well, I did. I was looking it up because I might also be buying the comic book version of it because I'm kind of into that a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it was cheap.
A little bit.
A little bit. Like
a little bit here.
I dabble.
Yeah,
I dabble.
You remind me of that movie with Chris Kattan when he's like, it's not pissant, it's passant.
Passant, yeah.
You dabble in it.
It's like,
passant.
That was Undercover Brother, wasn't it?
Huh?
That was Undercover Brother, wasn't it?
No. It was Oh my god! I had it on the tip. Go ahead, talk. I'll get it.
When you say that,
I have it on VHS.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, this is a funny thing because we worked at Dish Network.
Yeah.
It was a prize that I won, and I had a pick.
Yeah.
And it was the only thing I recognized was Chris Kattan.
Yeah.
On VHS.
Yes, yeah.
And it was like the last time they ever gave VHSs out.
When you say that, it's Passant. It reminds me of History of the World Part 1 where it's Count de Monet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody give me Count the Money.
Yeah.
De Monet.
De Monet. Okay, hold on. I'll tell you in 1 second. Because I have his resume up, which is actually pretty extensive. You wouldn't think Chris Kattan did a lot, but no,
he shows up in shit a lot.
He does it, and he has actually been like in serious shit, kind of like the whole Kevin James thing. Yeah. He hasn't. He's not bad. Now, lately, I wouldn't ask him to do anything. If you watched... Well, he was in one of those cooking shows. I can't remember which one. Or no! He was in Celebrity Big Brother.
Oh, okay.
And he's the one that kept getting up in the middle of the night to eat the people's cake.
Oh, okay.
And they were all getting, all pissed off about it. But he didn't get voted out. He actually took himself outside of the game because I don't know. Rumors was mental issues or whatever, but whatever. Everybody has them problems. It's Corky Romano.
Yeah.
Because it was like Corky all day. Corky, yeah. He was the veterinarian's assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corky Romano.
Yeah, his family was at the mob, and he was like the veterinary assistant.
He was like the outcast. Yeah, he had to save the family because they knew everybody else but him. You know?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, Corky Romano, but his passant. But if you remember the scene where he shows up to the first crime scene, it's a murder scene. And it had maggots and stuff. Like his reaction would be my reaction.
Yeah.
But how he kept just slipping under the radar.
Yeah.
But the one was onto him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody kept it's Corky Romano. Yeah. But how the brother was gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you. What was that? Penn.
Yeah.
Sean Penn's brother. What was his name? The one that passed away.
Yeah.
Was that the one that passed away?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's him. Yeah, they were so good as the brothers, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was hysterical. I think one of those oddball movies where you're just like...
And it's kind of like Night at the Roxbury. You forgive it because it's Chris Kattan and Will Ferrell. You know?
Yeah.
You got to forgive them. It's funny stuff. Like, that always made me mad. Like, Saturday Night Live always did those, like, spin-off movies. And it was always like, stop doing that. But then A Night at the Roxbury came out and you were like, that actually isn't that bad for a Saturday Night Live movie. But that was it.
Wayne's World.
Okay, I'll give you Wayne's World. I will give you Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Not the second one.
Not the second one.
Not the second one. Only the first one.
Only the first.
I will give you that. Even though, you know, who was it? Rob Lowe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, was he a slimy?
Oh.
He's so slimy in that
That's his comeback movie.
Yeah. He's so slimy.
That was the first movie he made after the whole underage girl. Yeah, that was like his first comeback movie.
And considering the content, I think he killed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That scene where he gets pulled over.
Yeah.
And he gets cavity searched and everything. Yeah. Cops snapped in the glove. I'm going to need you to step out of the car. And then when he pulls up to Wayne's house and he gets out, he's like, got that like a duck walk going.
Yeah, when he was slimy through the whole thing, trying to get his woman. And what was her name?
Tia Krull.
I was thinking Tia Leone. Tia Krull. Yeah,
Tia Krull.
Oh my God, the voice on that woman.
Yeah.
How is she that underrated? My God. She reminds me of the chick from Concrete Blonde.
Yeah.
They're so underrated, but they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Oh my God, amazing women. But yeah, the movies are funny. And I can't think of another one.
I'm trying to think. And I mean, there was some bad ones. Like, there was the one, It's Pat. And then there was the one...
Superstar.
Superstar wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that good.
It was awful.
There was the one with the...
There was ones that should have just stayed 3-minute skits.
Yeah. There's a reason why it works as a 3-minute skit.
Yeah, exactly. Was there any... Well, I mean, okay. I'll give you Coneheads.
Yeah, Coneheads.
Coneheads was good.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one. I'm trying to think of any others that might have been. But, I mean, I kind of like David Spade and Chris Farley in Coneheads. And it kind of worked for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the villain in that one was... What was his name? God, he was always the sleazeball in every movie. What was his name? I can see his face.
Oh, he played Lenny in...
Yeah.
Laverne and Shirley, and... He does, Oh, my goodness. I can't believe I can't think of his name.
Why can't we think of his name? Oh, God, Laverne and Shirley. That's the second time in 2 weeks that show has been referenced. Somebody had on a U-boat at work a glove sitting there, and I said, oh, my God, this is my Laverne and Shirley moment. And my supervisor, Patty, busted out laughing. She's like, oh, my God, I haven't heard that name in years. The name of the show. Yeah. But I was like, that's Laverne and Shirley with the glove. You find it yet?
I'm looking right now.
We should hear flipping of pages.
Yeah.
Like you would at like what are those?
Michael McKean.
Michael McKean.
Because he's been in like you talk about like he was in This Is Spinal Tap. He was in Krull.
Yeah, Spinal Tap. Yeah.
He was in a Mighty like he did all that stuff like with like
because he plays an asshole very well.
Yeah.
I think he was like a character in a lot of 80s shows too, like here and there.
Oh yeah, like his filmography is deep, but like I was saying, you start off in Laverne and Shirley,
right? Yeah.
You know, when you're going back that fucking far.
Yeah.
And he played Perry White in Smallville.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, that's like the later years.
Yeah. I gotta sit down and rewatch that. Is that streaming on something?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's on. If anything, it's on Hulu.
Okay. I gotta start watching that again. I wouldn't mind going through that binge watching.
Yeah, I've thought about doing that too.
Because I like the last, when he turns into...
When he finally gets to be Clark.
Yeah, I just hate those seasons that don't have Lex Luthor in it.
That is the problem. Like, when Michael Rosenbaum walks away, like, there's, like, 3 seasons of where you're just like,
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure those are the 3 seasons that you didn't buy on DVD.
I think they are too.
Yeah.
I've often thought about completing that. Like, I'd like to have that complete.
Yeah, it's like me with Lost. All I need is the last season.
Yeah.
I got the whole thing, and all I need is that one last puzzle. But that puzzle's over $1,000, and I'm not paying it.
Yeah. But, like, it's like it's that odd thing of, like, I think about that all the time. Because I look at them. I'm like, I've got them sitting there, and I'm like, I need to complete that.
I have a couple of things like that.
Yeah.
Other than Lost. And I'm like, man, Airwolf's one of them. You know, am I going to just hang on to one season for the rest of my life?
I would, yeah. I don't think it's worth looking for the rest of those.
Southland, too. I need 2 more seasons to finish that out. Justified. I never finished collecting those. You know, you just don't know because all these streaming things are available.
Yeah.
Is it really necessary to finish your DVD collection?
Yeah, you can stream all 10 seasons of Smallville on Hulu.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is Southland on anything?
I mean, look, I don't know.
That timeline on that show is so fucked up.
You can stream it for free on Tubi with ads.
No.
Yeah.
You don't mean ads.
Yeah.
No. I'll buy the DVDs. What is that place out in Monroeville?
The Exchange.
I wonder if they have any I need. Yeah. What are you looking at?
Well, it's just funny, like, I look up Southland, and, like, so it gives me Southland as the first option, but then it gives me Southland Tales, which was that movie that was by the guy, written and directed by the guy who did Donnie Darko.
Right, yeah.
With, like, it's like one of the Rock's first movies. It's,
Yeah.
like, fucked up beyond belief.
Yeah.
That movie's a mind fuck.
I've actually seen that movie.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I watched it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was hardcore in. I even bought the comic book and everything, and like that movie was like. That movie messed with my head.
You know what movie messed with my head that you made me watch with you? Neil Patrick Harris was in it, and they were taking organs. They were repoing organs. That movie fucked with my head.
Repo the Genetic Opera.
Yeah, that movie fucked with my head.
Yeah.
I never want to see that movie again as long as I live. For days, I'm like, oh my God, they can come repo your... It was like a freaky thing because if you think about it, okay, just real quick, I've been watching this thing called To Catch a Smuggler.
Right.
Okay? And they're detaining people at, like, these airports like Miami. And the one guy, like, he was giving him a hard time, and he's like, I don't understand, are you detained? He's like, I can keep you here as long as I want for whatever reason I want, because I am the, like, border security.
Yeah.
At the wrong time, you have no fucking choice, and they can be taking your organs. That came into my head for some fucking reason.
Like... There are a litany of reasons why I didn't go to Mexico with you. Mm-hmm. Like, but I will admit, like, near the top was, like, being caught as a drug mule.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Like I've watched enough of those horror stories where it's like, I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time, and now I've got cocaine up my ass.
Yeah.
And I'm being asked to smuggle in the United... You know, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm going to get caught.
That was the other thing. They showed JFK, and they were... like ripping these boxes apart because it's all this food coming in from Mexico.
Yeah.
And they're going on about like, because grandma makes the best tamales, you know, we gotta ship them. But the genius way that these smugglers, like you got this whole big container of tamales.
Yeah.
They're not all tamales,
right.
but they all look like tamales. Maybe 6 of them have the heroin in it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or like these big cherries. And the one lady even said they couldn't pick a more stickier substance because they think we're afraid to get our hands sticky.
Yeah.
And they're in there just tearing this shit up, finding all this crystal meth and heroin. And you gotta see it. You're just like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, wow. So, yeah, if you're...
No, thank you. No.
Yeah, that's... I'll probably never go back to Mexico because of this shit I watch now. Same reason we didn't go to Philly. Because
parking wars,
parking wars. Remember, we had that train trip all planned out.
Yeah, we were going to take a train to Philly.
Spend the weekend going to see all the sights and all that. We watched Parking Wars, but we were like, fuck Philly.
Yeah, fuck Philly.
Fuck them people.
Yeah.
And we weren't even going to drive there.
No.
We were going to take a train, stay in the hotel, 2 days, leave.
Like have a walking trip around Philadelphia. Maybe take a cab.
Yeah, maybe just to go like get something to eat or something.
But no, like we were like after watching Parking Wars, like no, I'm not going to get anywhere near fucking Philly.
Fuck Philly. I'm telling you, that isn't even part of Pennsylvania to me, man. And don't ever Chicago too.
Yeah.
Oh no. Detroit. It was
yeah.
Detroit. I apologize, Chicago. It was Detroit. Fuck Detroit.
Yeah.
Sorry. No. You people are assholes.
Detroit gets a double fuck because I got my ass beat in Detroit.
That's right. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the double bird in Detroit.
Yeah.
I'm happy the Penguins beat you.
Yes, I think it pays to watch some of these reality shows sometimes, especially with stuff like that.
What's funny though is like we get completely turned off by Philadelphia because of like watching Parking Wars, but like you said, it would have had no effect on us whatsoever because we weren't driving; we were taking a train.
Right? Yeah. But just the way the people's attitudes and things like that,
like it wasn't
turned
even
me away.
Right. It wasn't even the cops; it was like the pedestrians.
Yeah. It was just the people themselves. Yeah. It was just like, no, that's not a planet. That, is definitely not human beings. No.
Like when I was in my 20s, I wanted to take a trip to Philadelphia to go see ECW at the ECW arena.
Oh, okay.
And I explained to my dad where it was at. My dad lived in Philadelphia for a very short period of time when he got out of the Navy.
I'm gonna have to ask him about that one.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, it's here. He's like, yeah, you're not going there.
No.
No.
And it took Parking Wars for you to say, absolutely, my father was right.
Like my dad was right. Like I heeded his word. I was like, maybe I shouldn't go. He's talking like, he's been there. He knows.
Right.
But then like watching Parking Wars, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm never going to fucking Philly.
Right.
Fuck Philly.
Yeah, fuck you. Yep.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's wrap this up. I think we've meandered.
Darby is ready for bed.
He is, obviously.
Yeah, but you didn't explain why I was mumbling on your podcast this week instead of Ian.
Well, Ian is he's out with the vid.
What do you say to what is that? What do you say to people like
T's and P's?
What does that mean?
Thoughts and prayers.
No, get well soon.
Get well soon.
Get well soon. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm not very good when it comes to like sick people and death and stuff like that. But get well soon.
T's and P's for Ian. He's got the vid.
Poor guy.
I mean, for what he does for a living, the fact that he just got it now.
Oh, he's never had it before?
No.
Oh, wow.
He's pissed too because I mean.
Oh yeah.
Like there have been some times where they thought he had it, and like that was before like the instant tests. Okay. Like it was like 24 hours. Like he one time he sequestered himself in a hotel.
I remember that. Yeah.
One time he it was before after his mom died, he sequestered himself in his mom's house. Like it came back negative. You didn't have COVID.
Right.
You're just fucked up. But this time he came back positive for COVID. So he's.
Yeah. Oh, I'd be pissed too. So I'm with him. I've had this shit, so I know.
We don't know that for sure.
Oh, that was definitely COVID, Sean. You know it was.
I don't. I mean, I got sick, but I don't think I had COVID.
No, I'm pretty sure you did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure you did.
Whatever you say. Anything else you'd like to add to the proceedings, then?
No, just thank you for letting me step in. And
well, thank you for stepping in.
I don't think there was any shenanigans tonight, though.
I don't think there's going to be any blowback, no.
Oh, I was sad to miss Dad's opening on his... Because I had to work.
Yeah.
Or no, that wasn't... No, I went to the Duran Duran concert that night.
Yeah, that's right.
It was on the night, yeah.
Yeah, you went to the Duran Duran concert.
You chose not to go. Yeah, that was the Duran Duran concert. So, but I got to go online. Did he post a video of it? Because I actually haven't been on Facebook since Duran Duran, I think. Maybe once. No. Dad, post a video. I want to see. I want to see what happened. It looked really cool. All the things leading up to it. We might have to drive out there just to see what he has on, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Thad did ask. I'll just ask this real quick. What is your favorite pumpkin flavored food? It's that time of year. I will now allow this, as it's it's officially fall now. So what is your favorite pumpkin flavored food?
Honestly, what I look forward to when they bring out the pumpkin flavors, people are going to be like, you're an idiot. But I love this Greek yogurt they have that has pumpkin flavor. Oh my god, it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot wait to go get it for breakfast. It's like so good. It's one of those chabonis where you flip.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So you put some graham cracker stuff for there or something.
Right, and then pumpkin. Oh my god. And it's not even like strong or anything. It's like a very subtle pumpkin flavor, and I like that. I like the subtle. That would have to be my favorite one. But I do like pumpkin rolls, but that Greek yogurt is so good.
Yeah, for me it's pumpkin rolls.
Yeah. Like you like that cream cheese filling in it.
I do like that as well. I mean, I do enjoy a good pumpkin pie now and again.
I don't like pumpkin pie.
I'm not big on it, but I do enjoy it. But like even like right now, like up in my room right now, like I it's officially fall. I figure I can do this. I bought the Little Debbie's little pumpkin rolls.
Right.
But I mean, and they're delicious.
Yeah.
But it's Little Debbie's.
Well, you put a lot of sugar in anything, it's delicious.
Yeah. But like a good pumpkin roll, like your sister makes a fantastic pumpkin roll.
Yeah, she does. Oh my god. Well, she cuts real pumpkins and does it from real pumpkin. Curious, what is that?
It's donuts and beer.
Pumpkin flavored donuts, like the little round hole ones?
I guess so, yeah. I don't know.
No, I need clarification on what kind of donut he's talking about, because it can't just be either like one of those little Hostess ones, or are we talking about a pumpkin one that you get from like Dunkin'. Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts? Yeah. You need to be a little bit more specific with that. I'm sorry. No. What was the second part of that?
Beer. He likes pumpkin beer.
Okay, there are some pumpkin beers that are good. I'll give them that.
Like, I'm sorry.
I'd like to know which ones.
I'm not going to go down this road again, but beer should taste like fucking beer.
I agree, but I'm curious which pumpkin beers he likes the best.
I am not. I'm sure he'll write in and tell me just so you can know, but
I hope he does, or he can message me. I don't care. I don't mind.
So
there's two things I need to know, Thad.
Yeah.
Inquiring minds. I'm an inquiring mind. Oh, and I need video of the opening.
Yeah, the opening.
I absolutely want to see that.
Right.
So sad I missed it, but I'm sorry. Duran
does take precedence.
It does.
Yeah.
At least in my mind.
All right,
which was a great concert, by the way. And you didn't even ask.
I didn't think of it.
Great concert.
Yeah.
They opened up with Nightboat. Blew my mind. I was like, they played only 2 new songs. One I didn't recognize. All the rest was old. Oh my god! And then when they came out for encore, they played "Save a Prayer," which my all-time favorite. Oh my god, it was so good. The only thing that would have made it better, 2 things. One, if Andy was there,
T's and P's.
Love you, Andy. Yeah. And if they would have played "Astronaut," that would have been good. Or "Reach Up for the Sunrise," that would have been good.
Yeah.
One thing off that CD would have been great, because they even did what's that album they had? White Noise.
Yeah.
They did that Thank You album. They had that, and they also did songs from that one. There was 2 songs on that one that were really good. Oh, I can't think of the name of the fucking CD. It had the merry-go-round on the front cover. I can't think of it, but they did a song from that one. And of course, they did Come Undone in that. So they did like really good songs that you were like, oh my god, dude, is playing this song. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was great. It was great. I wish you would have been there, because my friend, we got us in there early, so we were the first ones in there. We had the whole place to ourselves, and then when we walked out, we actually got to walk past their tour buses. Yeah. Because Christine's screaming Simon's name, and I keep thinking, oh my god, we're gonna have the cops called on us. And she kept saying, but we're with so and so, because he said his security. I'm like, yeah, but he's not a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's in there with his wife, FYI. Yeah. So you mean nothing to him. Sorry, but it was like cool to know we walked past.
Yeah.
During his tour bus, they were right there.
Yeah. My all-time favorite story is Scott Mosier, who used to be the producer for Kevin Smith's movies. And he was talking about like the madness that was like Clerks at the beginning. And he's like, and we're in Cannes, and I'm on a yacht, and I'm sitting next to Simon Le Bon, and he's playing White Lines on an acoustic guitar. And I'm just thinking to myself, it can't get any fucking better than this. Like,
wow.
Like,
wow. The experience that man had.
yeah.
He just went up a notch in my book, and I always highly thought of him to begin with, even though he's related to, Kevin Smith. Just as good as, my friend, the head of security down there, gave Simon his business card with his number on it because he's head of security, shakes the man's hand and says, "There's my office. If you need anything, there's my number." Simon slips the card into his pocket, walks on stage. So the whole entire time he's on stage, he has his phone number in his pocket. Like, how cool is that to look out on stage? He's like, that dude out there who happens to be one of the greatest artists of all time has my phone number in his pocket right now. Like,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
And it meant nothing to him because he's like, I don't know Duran. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Because he's one of those guys that don't.
Yeah.
Stevie Nicks would mean nothing to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Raymond Rones gave him something, and he's like, I don't even know who this dude is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it was like such a significant moment, and he's like, I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Who has a job like that? Like, but yeah. And I get on that tangent. I'm sorry. Anyways, I would like to see a video of Thad's opening night.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what started that conversation.
Yes.
So sorry.
That's all right. Well, remember, there are a number of different ways you can reach out and touch us. You can send us an email like Thad does each and every week, and most weeks we don't read it because it has absolutely nothing to do with the show. But that email address is pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com. If you want to write in, we'll read it. But Thad's is usually about.
I think that it was the funniest thing I've ever heard you say on here.
It's Thad's emails are usually involving like bestiality and pegging, and
I need to see. I wish. You know what? Can you start forwarding me some of these emails?
I'll find out. Have Thad email them to you.
Perfect.
You can also
my private email, not my main email.
Yeah. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Mastodon. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd
What's
Pod.
Mastodon?
It's a new social media. I'm trying to expand the brand, but at the same time, I'm also bracing myself for the day Elon says you have to pay to be on X or Twitter, whatever it is. I still call it Twitter, but it's X.
Oh, is that what they're calling it now?
Yeah, it's X. Elon changed it to X, and now he's talking about like if you want to remain. Cause his big thing is he wants to like stop all the bots. Because
not possible.
Well, it is possible if you start charging people.
I was not possible without that. I'm
right.
sorry. Yes.
So
you're right.
So yeah.
Same with Facebook.
Right. Great. Guess what? I'm not going to do. I'm not paying. Like as much as of all the social medias, I do prefer Twitter /X. Even with the changes Elon has made, I can still like use it.
Social media sucks.
It does, but at the same time, if you were going to force me to pay for it, if you're going to force me to pay for it, I'm just not there.
Right.
So, so there's that.
Yeah. I don't think I would pay for any of them.
No, neither would I.
If Facebook came along and said, as much as I've been trying to detach myself from social media, because it's nothing but trouble, I probably would not pay for any of them to keep them. I would just delete them off my phone and be, I don't know.
And somewhere out there, Tom is saying, I gave you freedom of speech and intro music, and you still fucked me over.
Oh my God, Tom.
Tom.
Poor Tom.
Poor Tom.
I'll tell you what, I was good at coding that shit.
Yeah.
Christine would be having me over her house. Here, code this in there, code that. I was really good at doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed my calling on that one, but Facebook took over.
Yeah.
I wonder if those still exist. Can you actually still log into MySpace?
There's supposed to be a way if you can remember your username and password, there is a way to still find that. But I tried it and I couldn't tell you what my username and password was to save.
Oh, I remember mine.
I don't.
Because it's basically everything for me. It's like webkins.
Yeah.
Miranda is like desperately trying to figure out her webkin. I know mine.
Yeah.
I can log on there today if I wanted to.
Yeah, I don't. The thing is, I can't remember what email address I was using at the time.
Yeah. See that you're one of those email jumpers.
Not too much.
I've always had the same 2 emails.
I mean, I've had the same.
Always.
Right.
Well, except work emails. Those are totally separate.
Like I think it might have been. I think part of the problem is the email address I was using no longer exists now.
What was it, an AOL one? Does AOL still exist?
Yeah, it does. No, it was my. I had that Comcast one.
I still have my Comcast one. Both of them.
Yeah, I think I shut mine down though.
Oh, because I was the name on the.
Yeah. But I mean, I've had my Yahoo account forever.
No, I think it still exists. You just don't use it.
Yeah, I have my Yahoo account still that I've had forever. I've had my Gmail account that I've had forever, and I've had the Pittsburgh Nerd Yahoo account for 10 years. So I mean, I'm not an email jumper per se, but at that time, I think what I was using then compared to what I've, Yeah.
The only time I jumped email was whenever I signed up to have a Lincoln Park address.
Yeah.
And that was like a 2-year thing.
Yeah.
I didn't renew it, so. Only time.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember you had that too.
Yeah.
I think I was the only person who ever sent you an email.
No, I used to get emails on that all the time because I belonged to all those
clubs
and shit. Yeah. There would be like internal discussions, and I met people on there, not in real life, just like online people that Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
You know, the whole concept of Lincoln Park wrote this song for me kind of thing. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for letting me.
Sure. Yeah. We are on a number of podcasting networks. You can find us on the Tangent Bound Network, the Weeby Geeks Network, and the Pod Breed Network. Give them a Google search. You can find all the other great podcasts that they have to offer. And lastly, as always, we want to thank you, dear listener, for checking us out each and every week. I can't thank you enough for your patronage.
Patronage.
And on that note, the dreamer has awakened.
See ya.